Hey y'all, it is me, Maritza. Wanted to get on real quick while I was out here doing my walkie walk. One, so you guys could kind of encourage me a little bit. I could talk to you a little bit and have a bit of a distraction. And two, so that I could share some information with you that is I've been thinking about, as you know, God deals with me about sharing some things that I've learned along the way with other women, as it pertains to relationships, not finding because you actually get found, but positioning yourself so that you can be found by your Mr. Right or your Boaz or whoever you want to call him. And then also for married women, you know, as you are within the marriage, holding on to the marriage, working through the marriage, because hallelujah, there are times that it is a battle, and anybody that tells you otherwise is not being honest. But let me not digress. That's a topic for another day. So first, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me for a little bit. Help me hobble my way around here. And just to let y'all know, the hobble is getting a little bit better, and that's encouraging. And it was hard, y'all, because today, like, it's funny, like how you get into your element, right? You get fired up and you're like, I'm gonna do this. And then as you get into it, either the feeling of it becoming common, like something that, okay, you're going to be doing, sets in, or from a spiritual perspective, you start hearing the enemy all in your ear about why you shouldn't do it, how it's not going to do anything for you, how you're not going to feel better, all that stuff, right? That, he tries to tell us to discourage us and to allow us to settle for less than, right? That being the case, I wanted to kind of tap into that, because as I was walking, I was thinking like, wow, isn't that interesting how you can take that same game that he plays in one area of your life, and you can think about it and see how he plays it out in other areas. And that is what I'm going to tap into in terms of relationships, especially as it pertains to women who are looking to be married at some point in their life, and some of the relationships that they currently find themselves in. Speaking to you, the relationship that you find yourself currently in, that you're saying, you know what, I know that this is a hot mess situation and I shouldn't be in it, but what's out there, like the usual, how women put up with the shenanigans of cheating and say, well, all men cheat, so what does it make any sense? I'm not gonna stop messing around with him because I leave him, then I go to somebody else and he cheats. Well, all men don't cheat, and that's an unfair assumption to make. And there was a time when I was in that same category where I was like, all men cheat, whatever, they're all dogs. And there are actually some men out there that get super, super offended by that, because that's not who they are. That's who we're settling for. And if you're working in that, if you're around that type of dude and you're in that type of circle of women who are tolerating that, it may feel like that's what you see. Sorry, you guys, I'm going to switch hands here. That it may feel like that's all that you're seeing, right? But that's not everybody's reality. That's not everybody's relationship. All relationships have something they're dealing with, but not everybody's dealing with cheating. And so if you're settling for that and you're finding yourself all jacked up because of it, stressed out, hair falling out, like some of the stuff that I think about, Lord have mercy, women will have gained weight, they would have lost weight, whatever it is that happens to you when you're stressed, hair falling out, crying, losing sleep, begging, trying to do this, trying to do that, spending money on him, all this stuff trying to get him to stop doing whatever he's doing so that you can prove that you're this good woman so that he can line himself up to marry you, only for you to get in a situation, the ones that do finally get the ring, that do finally get married, to get in a relationship that is still the same, you still miserable, and then you want a divorce. And you say, now isn't this a hot mess, crazy situation, right? Isn't this the enemy done been all up in your ear from the beginning telling you that this is how everybody is? You done stayed in a relationship that you should have ran from when you first saw the red flags flying, bright red flags. If there was a neon red flag, it was sitting there, but you pretended that you didn't see it because you was empty and thirsty. And now you're sitting in this situation saying, I want out. I want out. And see, there are no good men. When it's crazy is that you probably missed your good man, your Mr. Right, your Boaz, whatever you call him, because you was locked into a relationship that was not where you were supposed to be. You was locked in something that you were not aligned up with. And you got to think about that. You got to think about, why is it that you're settling? Why is it that you think that that's all that's out there? I don't care if you've been in 10 relationships and all 10 of those men cheated. What you have to say to yourself, and I'm not trying to say, like you should take the blame for whatever it is that happened in the relationship. What I'm saying is that you have to ask yourself, as of those 10 men that did you wrong that way, like, where's the commonality? Where's the pattern? Because you're the common link. You are the common link. Is there something that you are walking into the relationship just openly giving without that you're walking into the relationship just openly giving, or that you're like, I'll give you an example. There's some women that as soon as they meet a guy, they go into the relationship trying to prove to him that they are what they would make a wonderful housewife. They cooking, they cleaning for him, they are catering to him, but catering to his ego, all this stuff. And y'all are just at the beginning of the dating process. They gave up the cootie cat, everything. And then you start seeing he ain't got nothing to work for. And you get pissed off because he ain't working. But you done just handed it all out to him. But the question becomes, why did you give all that up at the beginning like that? Where is the emptiness? Where is the void that every relationship that you get into, you feel that you have to instantly go into proving mode and try and put things in place. Hey, baby, look, I can do this, I can do that. My family's like this, my kids, some of y'all got y'all kid calling these men's daddy. And it's like, what? It be weeks, months. They ain't even proving themselves. And then all of a sudden, you got your kids calling him daddy or catering to his ego. He don't deserve that yet. What are you doing? But it brings me back to, why are you doing that? Because that is what you need to spend some time reflecting on. And it's going to take you being quiet. It's going to take you, there was a time period for me where I spent time just with Maritza. Whoa, was it hard, because that all the ones that you be attracted to be wanting to get at you once you make that decision that you're gonna chill out, right? But there came a point where I had to say, I gotta come out of this game because I'm seeing patterns. And you know what? I ain't a perfect person now, but I tell you, that time period that I spent by myself helped me to find out who Maritza was, and it helped me to see some of my broken spaces, my empty spaces, the areas where I was vulnerable, that guys would who weren't up to anything right and all up to no good would be able to easily access, because I was so vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't have been able to identify that if I had not taken myself out of the game of the dating game, so focused on, oh, I gotta find me a husband, and then to realize that I wasn't supposed to be finding nobody, but I was supposed to be earnestly out there doing Maritza, loving Maritza, and that Mr. Right, my hubby, would find me. And it lines itself up, y'all. It lines itself up, because once you're in that, you've spent that time and you've been spending that work on yourself, you become highly attractive, without even putting any effort into it, so that when the time does line up, and it works, and you're actually interviewing without interviewing. You ain't even gotta go on no date, but you can just kind of, once you know what you're looking for, you could see a brother and see just where he's at by some of the things he's saying, his behaviors. Y'all letting these men around y'all's kids, and there's things that y'all done taught y'all's kids, and y'all are saying, I don't want you to do this, and then y'all let a man up in there because y'all are thirsty in your flesh and in your spirit, that emptiness, that desire to feel that love so bad, that y'all are like totally going against everything that y'all are trying to teach y'all's children not to do. Y'all letting men come up in there and totally disrupt the foundation. That's crazy. But again, I say to you, you gotta ask yourself why. Like, why are you doing that? What is missing in you? That it's okay, that you're basically like a daggone slinky, back and forth, depending on who you're dealing with and what they're bringing into the relationship. And never mind me getting on. I'm not gonna go there, but I'm just gonna mention this. We talking about what we see our children out there doing, our grown kids doing. But you know what? Our grown kids are only a representation. They are mirroring what we're doing. So if you're not liking what you're seeing your grown kids doing, you need to get it together, because it's never too late, and they still watching. But all that said, I'm gonna end it there, because I can go in so many angles, and we got plenty of time to spend, because I got plenty of this that I gotta get done to heal my body. But I'm just gonna simply say, ladies, please, please, please stop settling for men who are not invested in you. There is no perfect person, but there are some things that are unacceptable, and loneliness happens, hurt happens, but stop settling, because you are only delaying you're only delaying the inevitable. Look at yourself. Do you like what you see in the mirror? Do you like what you've become in the relationship? Do you look healthy? Does your mind feel stable? Do you feel secure in the relationship? Are you always worried? Are you always wondering? Can you think about anything other than what he's doing? I could keep going and going, but ladies, I press upon you. Spend some quiet time. Make some decisions for yourself. Spend some quiet time. Get into the root of why you are accepting such a lower level kind of man. Why are you doing that? Why do you keep doing that over and over? Because it's a pattern. I can promise you, it's a pattern. And even though it's not your fault he's cheating, you have to ask yourself, why do I keep attracting these particular kind of guys? Because there's a hole there. There's something that you're pushing off that makes you highly attractive to this particular type of man. You got to own it so that you can fix it. It might not be your fault, but own it anyway so that you can fix it, okay? And once you figured out what you think it might be, you go in there and you start trying to do some repair work. Try and put some things in place to say, okay, when I start feeling this way, I'm going to do this. When I start feeling that way, I'm going to do that. so that I don't fall back into the same pattern. You know what I'm saying? Well, anywho, I hope that helped. Y'all let me know your thoughts, okay? Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.